Hello everyone. My name is Lokendra Shekhawat and I am from Jaipur. I have 16 years of experience in gaming industry and currently working in Lakshya Digital as a art director for character team. In my career, I got the opportunity to work in many AAA titles games like you can see on the screen, Call of Duty, Diablo 2, Elden Ring, New World and many more. Before joining Lakshya, I was working as a freelancer and as a vendor for different studios in India and internationally. In India, I worked for Lakshya Digital and Dhruva and for LRZ as well, Little Red Zombies. Currently, I am working in exciting games, but because of NDA, I can't tell you those names. But these are very exciting games, which you can see in near future. Today I am going to talk about MetaHuman and how to make heads in games. So let's start. So here you can see he is one of our art directors, studio art director, Anupam. I am thankful to him that he allowed me to use his head. So I scanned his head in a mobile and then I imported into MetaHuman. So MetaHuman is a tool set developed by Epic Games. And this is a cloud-based application in which you can integrate your character and you can edit on various parameters like skin textures, colors, clothing, facial features and even behaviors as well. MetaHuman can integrate it into Unreal Engine later on. You can transfer your data into Unreal Engine and you can edit further if you need it. So here's the another head which you can see on the right side of me. It's a Nikolai. He's a Russian boxer and I like his head a lot because of different kind of shape or proportions. So I am going to display you like how I imported this head into MetaHuman video. So this is the head you can see on the screen. It's created in ZBrush and this head is creation done by me in office hours in my free time like 3-4 hours. And it's created from scratch from sphere only in ZBrush. As you can see, the zygomatic bone is very big and unique. Nose is not kind of symmetrical. So I really like these kind of faces. So right now I'm exporting the FBX to integrate this into Unreal Engine. So I'm just giving it a name and the file is already there, so replacing it. So you don't need to change anything, just keep your default settings. It's a kind of very simple and easy. So now we are in Unreal Engine and I'm going to create a new folder which is called Nikolai. So I'm just giving him a name and I'm going to import the data, the FBX which we exported from ZBrush. Yeah. I recorded this video in a real time so that you guys can understand the process and you can write down if you want. So here I am importing the data. It will take little bit time, just keeping all the settings defaults. It depends like on your file size, like if it is the poly count is very huge, then it will take more time. So right now there is no use of material because there are no textures. So I'm just importing the static mesh and just checking it if everything is looking fine. So this is looking okay to me. Here you need to key one thing is very important is scale of the object. The scale is very important because if character is going to be very big or very small, then all the techniques and all the things are not going to work properly. So scale is very important. So here I am going to use this plugin MetaHuman, and you can download this plugin from the Unreal Engine marketplace, Here I am going to select the MetaHuman identity to integrate this into MetaHuman application. So I am giving it a name like Nikolai ID2. And just going to click it. Here you are going to get more options like create a component from mesh. I am going to import the static mesh of Nikolai Meta, and this mesh is going to be imported in this. As you can see, there are more objects are there like William and William default. These are some of the old models which I imported in the previously. So here you can see like my model is coming here and it is looking fine. I am trying to keep it in a front view so that the template mesh is going to be snapped on this head. So this head is going to be snapped to the template mesh, which is default kind of template mesh. It is already UV'd and rigged, and this is going to be snapped on this head. So you can see there are so many options here: neutral pose, and template mesh, and skeleton mesh. And I am just assigning it a body like athlete body, fat body, female body, whatever you want, you can assign it. So I am just assigning it a average athlete body here and keeping it in a front view, so that when I am going to click on promote frame, it will ask you like it is a front face or not. See, so it is going to give you a little pop-up and you can just select it. Once it is selected, you need to click on trackers. These trackers you can edit, you can snap, like you can define where is the eyebrow and where is the eyelids, where is the nose. So there are a lot of parameters you can see here, and some of them are not active at the moment, for example for nose and ears, but I'm going to edit some of them. For example, iris is not coming well, so I'm just going to switch it off for now, because if I'll deactivate it, it is going to use default template mesh iris. And right now I'm tweaking little bit for the eyelids, so that I can snap it well. So it will take little time. You can spend time according to your requirement. If you want it more accurate, you need to define more trackers and you need to edit them carefully. But if you are not going to define it, if you want to just play it like just for fun, it is going to take a default as well, but then your facial features will not match with the template mesh. So I am just tweaking it little bit more. For face like these, I mean the muscular faces like WWE, WWF, these kind of characters has a different kind of unique features. The eyes are more kind of on the skulls, is in the skull hole, on the closer to the eyebrows. So as you can see, the face is very big, but the overall eye shape is very small. So this is a kind of unique feature. So I'm just click on the next option, MetaHuman. This is going to be rigged it at the back end, and all the blend shapes and animation will be transferred. Once it is done, you can transfer it to the MetaHuman cloud-based application, and this data is going to be transferred. It will take some time, depends on your internet bandwidth and the mesh data which you have. In this case, I just going to skip it little bit. I think it takes around 2-3 minutes, but I just skipped it. So it's going to give you a small message like your data is uploaded on the application. Here is the message. And here is the application. Like if you Google it, MetaHuman Creator, you can find out this application. And currently I am using Unreal Engine 5.4, but if you have multiple version, you can select it from here and just refresh it. Then it will give you some of this kind of a screen, and in few minutes your data will be up. So as you can see, these all heads are creation like this, and maybe they spend some more time, but it takes only 10 to 15 minutes. So here is our Nikolai, and right now it doesn't have any kind of texture, so it's just a template head. So I'm going to edit it, and you can see it's a kind of idle animation we are using, the default animation which we are getting in Unreal Engine. So first I'm going to assign a skin texture to it. So if we do these kind of texture manually, it takes like 2-3 days to us, and it's just one click. In this texture slider, each and every step is kind of a different texture, male, female, old, young, all kind of textures you can see here, each and every slide. So I'm just keeping it for now, and you can edit your like roughness. If you want to edit like more shiny or dull, you can edit the roughness as well. And here we have a lot of options like freckles. If you want to add more freckles in the skin, you want to do more detailed skin textures, then you can edit it here. So once you are happy with this, I'm going to edit the iris color, and teeth. You can select teeth as well, the teeth color, the gum details. So I'm going to give him little bit small teeth and yellow as well. You can open the jaw. So it's a kind of fully rigged head, you can see. Once I am happy with this, I am going to give him, as you can see here, you can give him kind of some hair. We have a lot of templates here. So as a boxer, he is kind of having a short hair, which I am assigning right now, but we have more options here, like so you could choose anyone, whatever you want, and it's a really detailed mesh and detailed head. So I'm again selecting the old one. For eyebrows, I'm going to give him a dense eyebrow. He's kind of having a very little hair on the mustache. Even you can detail the hair as well. You can change the color, and you can also give him a salt pepper look. So I'm going to add little bit to make it a real. He's already looking real, by the way, but yeah. You can assign him any kind of beard according to the templates. These are some of the examples. For now, I am happy with this one. So for the proportions, we assign the body initially, but you can still have option to edit the body shape and design. Even we have 3 type of body: short, average, and tall. So you can see now you can make him kind of fatty. slim or athlete. So since he's an athlete and I'm going to make him taller, he was actually kind of 7 feet in real. Even you can change the head scale so that you can make the proportion perfectly. I'm going to give him pants so that he will be happy little bit. Here are some blend shapes. So he is happy now. So there are so many blend shapes which if we create manually it will take a lot of effort. So you can see sad, surprise, and you can give him a kind of idle animation. So it's very easy to create these kind of characters within a short time, and we can import these characters in Unreal Engine later on. You can edit them further as per your requirement. Yeah. So MetaHuman adoption in games is kind of very less at the moment. I don't know actual reason, but some of them are here according to me. The main reason is good hardware. For these kind of hyper realistic and characters, it requires a lot of a good hardware. And for the art style is another option, because every game doesn't need a realistic kind of art style. However, you can make some of the stylized character in this MetaHuman as well, but mostly it is focused to the realistic one. And the next option is every developer doesn't have these kind of options. So if you want to integrate it more and more faster, and then you need a Unreal Engine license, and the cost is also depends on it. So these might be some of the reasons, but this is very powerful tool. So in future maybe we will have more options and we can integrate it very easily. So what we are doing currently, we are following same old pipeline, like proxy stage. In this stage we generally focus on the overall shape and silhouette, and we don't need to add the details. As you can see, the mesh is very low poly, so we focus on the low poly stages kind of thing. So in some games we try to use the same low poly for the actual game mesh as well. So for high-res stage, in this stage we focus mostly on the wrinkles, skin pores, details, scars, these kind of stuff. Once we are happy with this, we move to the low-res stage, and in low-res stage, in gaming we have a limited kind of resources. So we generally got the budget from client, like we need to make this character in this budget. So for characters nowadays we are making characters around 10,000 try count only for the head, but generally we create the head in previously, like 1 year or 2 year back, we usually create a head in 3,000 to 4,000 poly budget. So this once you are happy with the low res mesh, in this mesh you need to focus on the animation, like blend shapes we are going to use. So each and every area need to focus like 3 loops, for example for lips, for eyes, and for nose as well. So once it is done, we need to move on the UV and bake. For UV and bakes again, there are little tight in the budget, so we try to use the as much as space in the UV space. So currently we are kind of following standard process, like 70%, 75% or above in the UV space, 0 to 1. So for each and every asset, it is kind of similar process for like accessories and other assets, but especially for the head we try to do the projections. Like skin textures, we try to project the real skin to the low poly mesh. So and then we edit it. But in objects we generally do the hand painted textures or maybe realist texture from the texture libraries. So this is the process which I just showed you, but before that process and what we do, like how we understand these kind of knowledge, this is the key factor which I show you I showed this in my online session as well. These books are very, very important. The first two books are kind of a Bible for every artist nowadays, especially character artists, because these books have very good knowledge and information in it. You can understand the anatomy very easily, and I have a hard copy as well if you some of them want to look at it. So it's a very good book. So in this book there are very good pictures. From them you can understand the human anatomy. Once you have this information in your mind, you can easily sculpt your character with that information, because you know the pipeline and you understand the pipeline. But for example, from client we generally get one concept and with single image like 3/4 angle, and in that image we need to create a character to match that character. So where are the other angles? So for that we need this information, and this information is going to come from this data. The other two books like Loomis and George Bridgman, these books are very, very kind of, you can understand that these books are for 2D artists, but as a 3D artist we try to read these books, because Loomis is mostly focused on the realistic human, how we make a realistic character, what should be the standard process, what should be the standard proportions. And the second, the last one was George Bridgman, and Bridgman is a kind of very unique style he is having, and as you can see in the picture, like there are a lot of curves and angles. So these angles make it kind of unique, and this style is mostly used by the comic style of artists, those who want to make a comic characters, comic and dynamic both. Other than that, you can study these kind of anatomy with the 3D printer. Like if you have 3D printer, you can print that out and just study that. For example, you can print a real skull and you can study that skull. It is very, very important. I always keep a human skull on my desk, so it's scary for others, but it's good for me. So you can study from there. Also, what you can do, it's a kind of different thing. If you want to do, you just take out some of the prints from these books. If you want to study, if you are not very good in drawings, you can take out those prints, and from those prints you can trace the paper. With the tracing, you will learn the anatomy, like how the mesh flow is going, how the anatomy is going. So these are some of the examples from which I learned the anatomy, and still I am doing this process. This process is endless. So here is the example. For example, if you get the concept or you got the reference from internet, at least you need these three pictures, like front, 3/4 and left view, left or right, anyone. So these images should be perfect. This should not be distorted. Distorted means like this one. This picture is very close to the camera, that is why it is coming like the nose is very big. The overall face shape is not coming well, but the other side the image is perfectly well. You can see all the nose, eyes and ears as well, and in 3D softwares as well, for example Maya, Max, we have an option like for FOV, you need to set up a FOV, and it is very important, like you need to set up the FOV to 80 to 85. As you can see the parameters 24 mm, 35 mm, and then final one was 200 mm. So the first one is very close to the lens and the last one is very far away, so you need to choose in between. So in software as well, we have in ZBrush as well, when we do the sculpting or likeness, we try to use 85 mm FOV. So when you are going to export the mesh from ZBrush and you are going to import it in the Maya or Max, then you will see the resemblance will be the same. Otherwise, if you choose like in ZBrush like 50 or 60 and then you are going to import it in Maya, then it will take it by default 85 mm. So always try to keep it 85 mm in ZBrush as well. These are some of the primary shapes and forms which I created. These sculpts are done in 30 minutes, 30-40 minutes, and as you can see, I haven't focused on the minor wrinkles and the shapes, and this is created from a dummy mesh which I have done myself, and you can use that mesh. Once it is done, you can move to the secondary shapes. As now you can see some of the wrinkles and folds and expressions as well. So we need to move step by step, like primary shapes, then secondary shapes, and then tertiary forms like micro details like skin pores, and hairs are dummy here because these need to be created in the action. So you can see the fine wrinkles and detailings as well. Some of these examples I have done in the same process. Entirely these are created from the scratch. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.